Good afternoon, everyone. Dear Mr. Evaluator, Dr. Wayan Sumardika, S.Ked, M.Med.Ed, Ph.D. This time, the SGD B4 group will make a presentation with the theme How to Learn Medicine by Problem-Based Learning. Okay, without wasting time, let's go to the next slide. For the first speaker, I invite you, Alamanda Chandra.
Hello, my name is Alamanda Chandra and my absent is 66.
Hello, my name is Yusefina Gracela Taji and my student ID number is 087.
Hello, my name is Anggi Amanda Triana Devi, number 88.
Hello, I'm Anastasia Gulat Roslin, number 089.
Hello, I'm Jevin Fianto. My student ID number is 091.
Hello, my name is Anet Malinda. My student number is 092.
Hello, my name is Theodor Manzina Baban. My student ID number is 093.
Hello, my name is Azami Arad Salfadila and my student ID number is 094.
Hello, my name is Christian and my student ID is 096.
Hello, my name is Audrina. My student ID number is 97.
My name is Yudhistira and my student ID number is 098.
Hello, my name is Felix. My ID number is 099.
Today we have a few materials from chapter 1, chapter 2 until chapter 3. Chapter 1, we talk about introduction and problem-based learning. Chapter 2, we talk about what is problem-based learning actually. And chapter 3, the conclusion of the problem-based learning or a medical learning. So let's start.
Okay, so now I'm going to explain about background informations, the origins of problem-based learning. First of all, there's John Dewey progressive movements. John Dewey's approach to any subjects in school, if taught is to be aroused and not words acquired, should be as scholastic as possible. Dewey 1916-1940 or page 154. McMaster University. In the 1960s, in the McMaster Universities, in the Faculty of Medicine in Canada, this program was developed to respond to the concerns of medical students who complained that during the first 3 years of their study, Lennox 2003. Howard Burroughs and crew. Howard Burroughs and crew made PBL curriculum as a response to these concerns and to guarantee that the students are directly involved in the progress of learning, yet also active during learning process. So now I'm going to explain the objectives of problem-based learning. The first objective is development of clinical reasoning skills. The next one is development of self-directed study skills. The third one is acquiring the depth and focus of knowledge. The fourth one is development of conceptual skills. And the final one is development of team skills.
We have some benefits from PBL. One, there are critical thinking, curiosity, project management, problem-solving ability, self-confidence, empowerment, perseverance, in-depth understanding, creativity, and collaborations. These benefits are get from learning how PBL works, and also we do problem-based learning in our learning activities. These are the problems formulations that we get from doing the problem-based learning. So what is problem-based learning education? Who has the role in problem-based learning education? How is the implementation of problem-based medical education until now? Where can problem-based learning medical education be done? How long is the effective time needed to do problem-based learning education? Why is problem-based learning education important to be implemented by medical learners?
Okay, next. What is problem-based learning? Problem-based learning is a teaching method that gives the students a problem which occurs in real life to be solved by the students. The students is the center of the learning, and the students are working in small group. Then, how the students learn? They learn by do investigation, explanation, and the resolution of the problem. About the teacher's role is as a tutor or facilitator. Teachers only guide the process to keep the discussion in a right path. The teacher may give some mini lecture if needed. So, the method used before PBL is the teacher-centered learning, also known as traditional learning. The knowledge is transferred by the teacher directly to the students. The teacher is in charge of the learning. In teacher-centered learning, students are passive. The content is decided and the learning tasks are structured by the teacher. So, the teacher is the center of the learning. And then we move to student-centered learning. The knowledge is transferred by shifting the focus from teacher to the student needs. For example, is problem-based learning.
Okay, I will explain about the methods in PBL. Okay, the first one is Maastricht 7 jump steps method. First one is the definition. In problem-based learning, one of the most widely used method in medical student learning system is 7 jump steps. This method is proposed by Kiesler in 1995 as a learning method for medical student that consists 7 steps arranged systematically so that student can discussion about the problems. Okay, the second is the procedure. There are 7 steps that we have to apply using the seven jump step. The first one is clarify of the terms. Okay, in the step, students are formed in 5 to 12 students, and in the group, they clarify and identify about the foreign or not yet known terms contained in the scenario. And the second one is defining the problem. At the step, students begin to find out and define the problems they presented in the first step. The third one is brainstorming. In the step, students discuss using their prior knowledge, and each student must be able to giving their own opinion about the topic they discussed. Okay, the fourth is student make structured conclusion. At this stage, students make a review or summary. And the fifth is students formulate learning objectives. In this step, the group formulate their learning objective, and the learning objectives are already focused. The sixth is student work independently. And the last one, the seventh, is reporting. In this step, student meets again to discuss about the topics they already learned before.
Okay, thank you for Grace for the opportunity. Now I will explain about brand steps. Brand steps. Brand steps was coined by Brenda Louis in 1986. Brand step is kind of problem-based learning method which consists of 12 steps. These steps are first used at McMaster University at their Faculty of Medicine. The procedure. There are 12 steps according to brand step which are as follows. The first one is clarification and definition of the problem. So the second one, analysis of the problem. The third, development of hypothesis. At this stage, after students analyze and understand what kind of problem they are facing, students begin to establish a hypothesis or initial assumption as a statement or premise that will be discussed at the conclusion determined at the end of discussion. The fourth, identification and characterization of the knowledge needed. The fifth, identification of what is already known. The sixth, identification of appropriate learning resource. The seventh, collection of new information or knowledge. The eighth, synthesis of old and new information and understanding of it by application to the problem. Synthesis. So, students combine old and new information previously collected into additional new knowledge and then understand it by trying to apply it to the given problem topic. The ninth, repetition of all or some of the previous steps as necessary. The 10th, identification of what was not learned. The 11th, summary of what was learned and if possible. And the 12th, the last one, testing the understanding of the knowledge by its application to another problem.
Okay, now I will continue about the Harvard method. Okay, the Harvard method has a 6-step problem-solving model in their medical school. At first, they define the problem, and then the second one, they determine root causes of the problem. And then the third is develop alternative solutions. The solutions here means that it is their goals. The fourth is select a solution with the solution gained because every students maybe can give their own solution, and in finally they gain it all and select one solution that may be the best. And then the sixth one, maybe they can evaluate the outcome. They evaluate what they have done, and they can develop it, and in the future they can be much better. Thank you.
Now I will explain about players' role and duty on PPL. So there are three main components in PPL. There are tutors, students, and problems. The first one is tutor's role. The tutor's main role in PPL is to facilitate the student's learning process so that the group can achieve applicable learning objectives. She or he should not transmit her or his expert knowledge to the students, but should encourage the students to contribute and develop their knowledge so that the learning process runs properly. The tutor does not blame the student's opinion, but she or he solely directs once the discussion goes off track. The second one is students' role. Students work collaboratively as a team to resolve the case, complete the project, and achieve the learning objective. They are going to identify what they are already grasp and check out to search out new information to resolve the issue they get. Students in PPL have the chance to express their opinion through their prior knowledge. They are going to learn from interacting with one another by explaining the material, asking and answering the question. And the last one is problems role. Good problems in PBL should be advanced, unstructured, open, and should be realistic and suitable for students' competencies. The problem arise in everyday life and require students to solve various kinds of problems that come. With real-world problems, students will learn about problem-solving skill and critical thinking to acquire essential concept and knowledge from subject matter.
Okay, after seeing the basis of PBL, in this opportunity, I will elaborate about the research behind it. Effectivity research on PBL implementation in Indonesia. In this section, we found two research that was implemented by Akbar et al. And Muhammad et al., both of them giving out questionnaires about the effectiveness of tutorial group discussion and SPICES, that stands for Student-Centered Learning Problem-Based Learning, Integrated, Community-Based Learning, Electives, and Systematic. The result on tutorial group discussion went effectively in FK Untar and PBL in FK Unisma, comparing by the GPA, has a positive correlation. The next one is effectivity research on PBL implementation in worldwide. According to a few research that we found 3 years back, PBL makes participation in learning process better, also understanding content knowledge of the subject. As for the soft skill aspects, concludes that it promotes group tutoring skill, especially for the third-year student. In another research from Suksufyu et al., it also improved student self-assessment. It also found that PBL effectiveness, it also highly depends on its implementation.
So now I will explain about the goals of problem-based learning. There are three main goals of problem-based learning. First, have a long-term impact that expect learners to provide better insights and change how learners think and process. Second, PBL programs exist intending to improve collaborative, contextual, integrated, independent, and reflective learning. Third, students can achieve the expected result by having independent learning skill, learning motivation, lifelong learning skills, can solve problems well, critical thinking skill, collaborative learning, and communication skill. Therefore, we can conclude that PBL not only focus on content, but also emphasize to students about the importance of understanding the values of collaborative disciplines and problem-solving strategies, developing fact-based explanation and data, and being able to deliver ideas and improving reasoning skills. Thank you.
Okay, I will continue the presentation. From the explanation previously, what is the outcomes of problem-based learning method? When it is used and evaluated for long-term knowledge memory and application, PBL is the method that more suitable and effective to be applied. Why? The reason is PBL enhances student reasoning, problem-solving skills, and ability to think critically. So by solving large, complex, interdisciplinary problems, they can emphasizing the needs for a deep conceptual understanding. Students also train to work together with other students. It will give them a chance to improve their psychomotor skills that link with their communication skills, representation, modeling, and reasoning, which can be obtained by observing activity, asking, trying, reasoning, presenting, and creating, which is all of it are part of the process in scientific approach. In the medical field, there will be so many cases that will encounter students. Through problem-based learning, students also become used to analyze it to find the solutions. Next.
Okay, I will continue the presentation. I'm going to discuss about the evaluation of PBL. PBL is undeniably gives many advantage for both teacher and student in many aspects. First, it promotes students to become an active learners. By doing this, it enhances student communication and wider range of thinking in different perspectives. Despite the beneficial advantages, PBL still has many limitations and disadvantages that cannot be ignored. First, PBL is time-consuming and very costly. To conduct such high-quality PBL, facilitator or teacher need to invest a lot of time and effort in making and monitoring and guiding the PBL. Second, since PBL is mainly about discussion and conducted in a smaller group of students, it requires a lot of student resources and facilities. So, it is important to give every facilitator a basic training. Lack of basic training can cause an unwanted result from the students which could impact their future performance. There are also some concerns regarding a gap of knowledge between students and student behavior such as high individualism that can cause inconsistency in discussion and disrupt the flow of the discussion.
Okay, I will explain about the conclusion. The conclusion is problem-based learning are suitable for medical studies where learners are directed to have critical thinking yet also need to have a high-quality teamwork. From problem-based learning, we got that cognitive skill also soft skill that are used as a medical practitioner. Also, problem-based learning is very important to be implemented by medical learners because there are several advantages of PBL such as student-centered learning, improved teamwork and interpersonal skills, independent learning skills, learning motivation, lifelong learning skills, critical thinking skills, collaborative learning, communication skills, deep learning, and problem-solving skills.
To do closing. All right, I think that's all from us from SGD B4. Overall, we are sorry if there are errors in making the presentation, and thank you for your attention.